What is the most common mistake made by newbie Agile coaches? I would be pushed to pick one. One of the most common things is making other people wrong. Okay. New Agile coaches tend to have a level of zealotry. They're enthusiastic. They are huge advocates for maybe a particular way of working, but certainly Agile as a whole. And that can take over. What they start seeing is people who aren't doing things as they would expect. And that leads them to saying, don't do that, do this. And it's well intentioned. What they can see is an opportunity to improve. They can see a way to potentially be better. Right? And they want to help the team. They're in their eagerness, they're forgetting that it's up to the team to decide that. It's up to them. Maybe they've already tried it and they know it doesn't work for them. Maybe they tried it, it did work, but it didn't work as well as the way they're working now. Okay? That eagerness, that fervour, that, let's be honest, zealotry, almost religious zeal at times, gets in the way of actually doing the job. It takes some time for new Agile coaches to understand this, to realise that they need to just back off a bit. They rush in where a more experienced person will have been burnt before and will know to tread lightly. So that's one of them, is you'll see them in their enthusiasm make people wrong. They'll say do this, forgetting that they may have already done it. They may have experimented, they may have a better way. Okay? What I want them to do instead is take time. Talk to the team. I can see you're doing this. I'd love to know why. Okay? Get some context, get some understanding. Have you considered that? Introduce it in a conversation as an equal with everybody else. You're not in charge. Okay? In fact, you're the farthest thing from in charge. So what I want you to do, if you are one of those new people suffering from a little bit too much enthusiasm at times, is just remember, talk to the team. Discuss your ideas with them. Not in a, I think you should do this manner, but in an offering manner. There's this thing, have you considered it before? What do you think it would do? How do you think it would help? How do you think it would hinder you? Okay. What that will do is it will draw the team in and actually have a conversation across the board. You may discover things, they may discover things. Maybe your idea is brilliant and it's exactly what they've been looking for. Maybe they've done it before and your idea is dead in the water before you even start. But that's only going to come about through that discussion. So that's one of them. Newbie Agile coaches rush in, make changes with no thought. The other one is breadth of experience. Now, this isn't something that if you're new to Agile coaching, you can just instantly gain. But what you have to remember is there is no one way to do any of this stuff. There are many, many good ways. And we're creating new ones all the time. Just because you've come on a Scrum Master course, just because you've been on a Kanban course, doesn't make that the way. Okay, it's a way, and it is hopefully a good way and relevant to the team because you're talking about it. Okay, I, in my more years than I care to think about of working in this field, have never seen Scrum done by the book on day 1 or day 100. Right? I have seen better practices evolve from something that starts like good enough Scrum. I have seen Kanban used and abused and adapted to be more useful for the teams. Okay? And what I want you to do is remember there's a lot of things out there. You've been out, you've learnt about a new tool set, and that's great. That is another tool to go in the box, but it's only one. If you've got a hammer and everything's looking a bit nail-like, what you need to do is remember a screw looks a bit like a nail, doesn't mean you hit it with a hammer. Okay? Take time, learn. So bring this new ideas to your teams. Talk to them, introduce them to the concept, see what they think. You'll notice that very often my answers in Agile coaching come back to talk to the team. That is because your role is as a guide. It is not as a manager. You are there to introduce new ideas and see if they take fruit. Okay? maybe not today, maybe in a few months' time, that tool's going to come back out in conversation. And actually, John had a good idea. That's never been said. But there was a good idea, and we should use that. Okay, that's winning. Because in those 3 months, you will have learnt more. You will have gone out and you will have researched and you'll have read articles. New things will have been created. Maybe you're responsible for those new things. Brilliant. They all come into the mix. And over time, you will build that breadth of experience, that toolbox out, and it will be much easier. You will have more things available to you. So don't fall into the trap of thinking, I've got a new tool, I have to use it straight away. Because you went out and you did that education likely to improve your career, to broaden your horizons. It's not always immediately and directly applicable. Give it time to sink in, work with the team, see where it will work, where it won't work, and over time you're going to broaden out your experience, you're going to round it off, you'll understand the pros and cons of all of your tools, okay, so that you can bring out the right ones to the right conversations at the right time. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.